Hello gamers, Kenning from Fuzzle Bukkit with another episode of Hearthstone. And as you're probably all aware, we just recently had a patch update that nerfed some cards, if you will. If you want to read up about what cards are actually changed and all the details, you can find them all over the internet. I'll briefly go over them real quick. Abusive Sergeant is now a 2/1 that gives 2 attack this turn only. Blood Imp was changed to a 1 cost 0/1. Dark Iron Dwarf was changed to a +2 attack for this turn only. Defender of Argus was bumped down from a 4 cost 3/3 to a 4 cost 2/3. Pyrogue Blast, you probably heard of, has been changed to a 10 cost. Sylvanas Windrunner has been changed to a 6 cost instead of a 5. And Unleash the Hounds was left unchanged, except it's now a 2 cost instead of a 4 cost. So with that in mind, this weekend I had a whole bunch of deck ideas I was going to feature, and I got kind of busy, didn't really get a chance to record, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because a lot of them were or are affected by this change, so my decks would have been pretty much outdated right away. Now, as we wait for this meta to kind of sift out and see how much this actually affects current gameplay, what I did was I went ahead and put up a Shaman deck that, well, I just went through and, as the name implies, I grabbed a bunch of Overload cards, and I've been playing it, and it's actually working really well for me. Now, with the Overload, of course, this is a spell-heavy deck, so I have Malagos in here to bump up the spell damage, but we've also got our Azure Drakes in here, and it's very spell, overload, and control oriented. Starting with 2 Earth Shocks. Now, I know this is not a popular card for Shaman decks, but with all the spell damage in here, it's actually working out really well. Plus, it's also here for the silence. In playtesting, I've gone against some really heavy hitters, especially a lot of warriors, and everything they're throwing at me, I just silence, and it pretty much negates their cards, and I know it's really frustrating for them. So it's kind of got a twofold purpose there. Fork Lightning, of course, I've got 2 of these. This is your control removal. Lightning Bolt, got 2 of these. That's your direct 3 damage. Well, only 1 Stormforge Axe, 2 Flame Tongue Totems, 2 Feral Spirits, 2 Hexes, 2 Lava Bursts, 2 Lightning Storms, 2 Manatide Totems, 2 Unbound Elementals. Because we have a lot of Overload, of course, this is pretty much an essential card in your deck. 2 Defender of Argus. Now, this is the only card in the deck that's affected by the current patch that we just received, and honestly, the change from a 4 cost 3/3 to a 4 cost 2/3 I don't see as a very negative thing. So I'm still running the Defender of Argus. 2 Spellbreakers, again, 2 more silence cards. 2 Azure Drakes, which are critical in this deck because of the spell power, and of course the draw card. 2 Fire Elementals, which are great for that 3 damage battle cry, and of course the Malagos again. So why don't we go ahead and queue up a session and see what happens. Now, I haven't spent a lot of time working on ladder lately, so I think I'm only rank 18, and as you know, the meta does shift depending on what rank you are, but this deck seems to work really well in this kind of mid-level area. I also noticed that we have a new wait time and time in queue as we're waiting to find a worthy opponent, which is kind of interesting. It's something to look at, I guess. And we get a warrior. Victory or death. I choose for you, I choose death. So because we're going first, we're not going to need the Spellbreaker. I'm going to keep the Earth Shock just in case we get into trouble. It's a 1 cost. We can throw it out and do damage or silence, or just as kind of a hold on to it. Lightning Storm, I don't see him playing a lot of cards early on. I'm going to go ahead and throw that one. Of course, I'll probably regret that decision, but oh well, I should have kept. I don't need Malagos. Thank you. Much later. Well, we do have our Feral Spirit, which is nice in case we get into some trouble. That's one of our taunts in the deck here. And because we're a Shaman, go ahead and start throwing out some totems. Really get some value for our Flame Tongue totem. Hopefully. Especially behind that taunt wall. This is Seems to be a common theme with warriors now, is a lot of armoring up and biding their time. So while he's doing that, I'm going to throw out some taunts.
Job's done.
Pass the turn and set up for my Flame Tongue totem. I'd really like to get a Manatide totem too. That would be really great. And he's going to cleave. And no, we lose our health totem.
Back to work.
I suppose I did kind of give him some targets to shoot at, so that's kind of my fault. There's our Manatide. But we are... We're going to lose our taunt with our Flame Tongue. But he's going to have to push into it anyway, so I'm going to push 4 damage into this warrior just to keep him from going crazy on the armor. Let's not get up to, 30, 40 health with his armor buff here. Also, didn't want to... Ah boy, Emperor Cobra. Okay, so now our overload's gone. And I believe what I'm going to do... Do I want to silence that? I think I do. Of course, then I can't do my Manatide, so I'm going to do my Manatide totem. Throw up another totem, another taunt. Push in 4 damage. And with the 2 taunts, I should be okay for now. With I think he was going after the Flame Tongue. With that move there with the Emperor Cobra, but we'll see.
You gotta be kidding me!
Oh, the Ventrico. Well, there goes the taunt. There goes the other taunt. And now to deal with the Ventrico. Now, or do we want to? You know, I think I'm not going to. And, okay, let's see, we'll push that through. That's a little dangerous, actually. I just realized I shouldn't have done that because he probably has a whirlwind. Oh well. I'm actually going to... I don't want to overload myself right now because I've already got 2. I'll let him work on those taunts for a bit. And this way I can actually do my 3 damage and my 3 damage with the... Unless I get a Azure Drake and I get some spell damage. It's probably not going to work out either way. Now he's got 2... If I can totem, I can use my Earth Shock. Decisions, decisions. And the play is... not that card. Or is it? I knew it. Whirlwind. Well, that gives us good value for our Earth Shock. Whew, didn't lose both Flame Tongues. Alright then, well, let's see what we can get out for our totem here. Well, that's kind of helpful, but not really. Well, we'll take care of our Ventrico, which is actually going to allow him... It's kind of a catch-22. You take him out and all of a sudden his minions are cheaper, or regular cost. I'm not going to overload myself right now, so we're going to pass the turn. Kind of lost control. Perhaps that was a misplay.
They all bend to my command. Armor.
That's a lava burst. Absolutely. Although, we don't want to give him any... Oh boy. And you know what? We just used our silence. So, what we can do instead... is if I hex, do I overload myself? And then I do Unbound Earl and Mantle. ourselves again for the armor smith. I should have taken out the armor smith first. What was I thinking? Oh, that was a horrible play. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers, please do not do what I just did. Hit the armor smith first. Ugh, what a horrible play. Probably should have put the Unbound Elemental over here, but you know what? I swear, I don't know if it's this patch or what. Every time I try to place that Flame Tongue Totem and I place minions around the Flame Tongue Totem, it shifts them all around and moves them around anyway. It's almost like, why even bother? So yeah, this is a Hex. Sorry about that there, buddy. Absolutely. Let's put up our totem, and this is actually a great round for us because we were overloaded and we don't have to actually use any overload cards. It's kind of nice to use them every other. Take care of the Hex there, push in 4 damage. I guess I could have thrown in a Lightning Bolt. It's a 1-cost 4. It's a nice removal card. We'll sit on it. I don't think he'll take out our Elemental right now, so.
Let the pain speak to me.
The old Acolyte of Pain. Well, that looks like we're going to do some Fork Lightning. It's going to give us this card. We're going to Totem up. Take 1 damage from that totem. And we're going to throw out one of our Fire Elementals. Push in 3 damage. Push in another 7 damage. Hold on to that Lightning Bolt. No sense in wasting it right now. And he's probably scrambling for ideas at this point.
Truth is my shield.
Now, I could actually Malagos with 8 damage. Of course, now we have a Sunwalker to deal with. And we don't get the right answer. So, the answer will be Fire Elemental to pop off that shield. Guess I could have overloaded, but and that's also a good tactic, is to, while you're thinking, just convince him telepathically to quit. Okay, so that's the Shaman Overload deck. It didn't really get to show you the kill, but as you can see, it's control based with a lot of spells, and like I said, at the rank I'm at right now, which is only rank 18, it's working really well, and I'm thinking I can probably take this up to maybe 15, 12, somewhere around there. When you get up and around the rank 10, it you know, meta's changed quite a bit, and you really need to have a lot of legendaries. I've only got Malagos in this deck, so let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, post in the comments below if you have any suggestions, or if you notice any errors I did, because that's how I'm learning, is all these videos I post, everyone points out the errors and the wrong plays I did, or other recommendations I should have done. I really appreciate that because I learn from it. And I hope you also learned something from this, maybe gave you a few deck ideas. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.